What's going on, gamers? I am The Stroke. Today I'm here to fulfill a promise I made to a Discord member that I would show him how to make a quick Fortnite highlight reel. Just going to show you kind of the way I go about it so I don't spend too much time, kind of what makes it easy. I'm making a couple assumptions in this video. One, that you have a video editing software that you like to use. Two, that you kind of already know how to use it a little bit. And three, that if you don't have the particular one I'm using, you kind of know how your software works to do the same thing. So that being said, I'm going to be using Adobe Premiere Pro. Let's get in there and take a look. So here's Adobe Premiere Pro, pretty simple layout. Essentially here is where you have all the media that you'd like to add to your sequence. Over here in the timeline is where you're going to basically be building your little series of clips, and you can have audio and different videos in there, and you can edit them, how long they are, how they transition with each other, and I'll show you how that kind of works. So first things first, I like to stay organized. I'm going to just create some files. They're called bins here in Adobe, but it's going to help me stay organized. So I'm just going to call this footage. You can call it clips or whatever. This is where I'm going to put all my little video clips that I'd like to make as highlights. The next one's going to be audio. And then lastly, but not leastly, is your sequences. Basically, this is where you're going to save like your sequence that you build here. And I'll show you how that kind of works. Cool. My general workflow is to add the things that I want to these folders before I get started. And I like to start with audio. What audio does for me is it lets me put an audio track in there and kind of start building my sequence based on different rhythm to the music, beats, bass drops, all that kind of stuff. It makes it quick and easy. And I'll show you how to put markers where you want to edit, put edits so that it looks and sounds good. So first things first, where do I like to go to get my royalty-free music? At my favorite website for this type of stuff, it's called motionarray.com. Now I pay a yearly fee to kind of get access to as many of these as I want, but they do have free plans where you can download, I think it's 2 files per month. But basically you can just go to audio, royalty-free music, and you can just search and kind of filter what you want. So I just hit the action filter and I just started listening to some of these as we went. Oh yeah, this one sounds real juicy. Outside the Simulation by Freezol. Let's go ahead and click download, drag it in, and I'm going to drag it under audio. You'll see it load in, and there it is. Cool. Before I load that into the timeline, I'm going to get one piece of footage put into my sequence. And first thing I'm going to do is add kind of some standard stuff that I like to put into my YouTube videos. It's just kind of like a welcome clip. So I'll put that under footage. Like a mid kind of reminder to subscribe, check out my Twitch, that kind of stuff. Kind of an end screen as the video ends, and kind of where to find more content. Cool. So what I'm going to do is show you what I like to use to kind of build that stuff, because that sounds pretty daunting, right? To make that stuff happen. So there's a really cool website called Canva.com. You can build your own brand. And what that means is you can upload logos and it'll extract your brand theme colors from the logo that you uploaded. And what you can do is once you're signed in, you can go to create a design up here in the top right. Now you can look through all these different types of templates for different types of things you want to use for your video, or Instagram posts, Facebook posts, YouTube thumbnails. There's all sorts of stuff. This video isn't sponsored by Canva, but this is like my #1 tool for creating content so far in my young content creation career. And now here's an example I kind of just built for real quick to present to you guys, but you just pick a template and then you can upload your different logos based on what you have uploaded here, change some stuff around, and now it kind of builds you a little video based on the template that you selected and what you typed in there. So that's what I did for these files in Premiere Pro. Now you have them down there at the bottom, and I'm going to drag the welcome one, so the initial one, to the sequence timeline. What that does is it creates a timeline, and it uses the settings from your welcome video as the standard for the rest of your sequence. What that means is, in this case, is 1920 by 1080 and 33 frames per second. And everything else that you drag in there will try to either fit to that, or you can adjust it to fit to that. Cool. So there we have it. We have our first piece of footage uploaded to our timeline. Cool. Now that I've got one piece of footage uploaded in there, now I'm going to import the audio. So now our video is going to start. Music starts. Our little page intro starts. And then let's get into the first clips that we want to add. Going to go into wherever I've saved my game highlights. If you don't know how to do that, just make a comment in the comment section down below if you'd like to see a video on how the best way that I have found to make video game highlights. All right, they're all in there in no particular order. In Premiere Pro, when you want to upload a clip, you can either drag the whole thing and put it in to the timeline. What that'll do is drag its audio and video, or you can double click on it and it'll go up here in your source viewer. You can play through that whole clip in the source viewer alone without adding anything to your timeline. What you can do from that point is find the spots that you want to extract into the main sequence. So in this case, I want to start right when I'm aim down scope. So I'm going to hit this button. It's going to make an in marker. And then I'm going to scrub until, all the actions happen, probably until a kill happens. We're putting out some good damage. Boom, elimination. Zoom out. That seemed like a good spot to end it. So I'm going to make an out marker. What I'm going to do is just drag the video only because I don't really care about the audio in this clip. And then I'm going to drag that over to the timeline. Now you might be asking, well, how do you kind of like make sure that you're matching this stuff up with the music? Easy. First thing I do is I zoom all the way out on the timeline so I can see the whole song. It's about a minute long. So I'm just going to play, make sure I have the sequence selected. You see this little blue highlight around the border around this timeline. I'm going to let the song play, and I'm going to hit M every time I hear either a beat, a bass drop, or just a cool part of the song that I think a edit would look cool too. I just kind of like to put them maybe in 4-bar beats or more, and then kind of take some artistic liberties. Do whatever you want here. These markers, they're just kind of there to give you some information. You can use them or not use them as you desire. Cool beans. Now, anytime I want to edit where a clip starts and stops, I can kind of try to match it up to right where one of those markers is, and it'll kind of look pretty cool. All right, so then what I do is I just drag all the clips that I want to be in this video into the timeline. And now we'll just add these clips to wherever we see a good spot for the edit. All right, I noticed in this part of the song that it kind of sounds like the music's a little bit muted and kind of like you're underwater. And I also noticed that I had a clip that looks like we kind of go underwater for a little bit. So we're going to move that one over to that part of the song. We're going to take those other guys and move them into the spot that we had the other one. And there you have it, folks. That is my surefire way of just making a quick video that took about, let's call it 25 minutes. If you like this type of content and you'd like to see more, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe. Let me know down in the comments section what you'd like to see more of. I'll give you a little sneak peek insight into what the next video is going to be about. We'll be talking upgrades for my CPU, motherboard, RAM, all that's about 4 to 5 years old, kind of a 2 generation ago. And so it's time to upgrade. Time for us to get that 12th gen. So next video, we'll be showing you how to replace a motherboard, CPU, RAM on an existing system. But I am The Stroke. I'm relatively new to YouTube, looking to make more content for you guys. So anything you can offer down in the comment section will be greatly appreciated. And share with your friends if you think this is a valuable thing to learn. You can find me also as the co-host of One More Game podcast with my co-host Swiftmida. We talk about all things video games in an adult life. So we're a couple fighter pilots who just have a passion about video games as a hobby. We talk a wide variety of things, but we bring you the news, the commentary analysis of everything that's going on in the industry. games coming out. And then we also hit you with kind of a topic of the week where we talk about all things from mental health and gaming to gaming as a parent to just a bunch of different stuff about gaming. So if that sounds like something you might be interested in, go ahead and check out our podcast at omgpodcast.podbean.com, or you can find us on Apple's podcast, Spotify, or anywhere else you might find your podcasts. Once again, thank you for joining me for this video. Just because you have to grow up doesn't mean you have to stop gaming. Game on, gamers, and I will see you in the next video.